So we're going to talk about baby-proofing the home.
Yep.
Super important. Obviously, we want to create a very safe environment for our babies.
Yep.
And this is something that you'll modify and adjust as your baby starts to move a little bit.
Many times.
And even into their school-age teenage years. So it's going to be adjusting as you go, but baby-proofing is very important. And it is something that you can plan ahead. You can start early with some pre-planning even before the baby's born.
Yeah.
And, I always tell parents to kind of try to get into the vantage point of the baby or the child, get down on their level, really get down low for your early crawlers and see what's out there, look at your environment and do whatever you can to make it safe. But there's lots of little tips and tricks. And I think it's good to go through maybe before they start moving and then after they're mobile.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going to start baby proofing, your child's going to be a newborn, an infant, not mobile yet. So let's talk about the crib. The crib is going to be pretty basic, pretty boring, nothing extra in it. Don't try to get cute with your crib. No bumpers, no stuffed animals, no loose blankets, no pillows. It's going to be put them in a sleep sack or a swaddle, you're done. Caution on high surfaces, whether that's a changing table or you've got them in their car seat and you just walked in the door and you put that car seat with the baby in it down on the counter. Do not ever leave them alone. Even if you think they are perfectly safe and they are strapped in and my baby's not mobile, I don't care. Do not leave them unattended.
It could be the first time they decide to roll over.
Right.
And then they're on the floor.
Right. When they're on the changing table, as they're getting older and they're moving those arms and legs, they are reaching and grabbing for everything and they are fast. So watch for things they can reach and grab, be it the cord from like the Venetian blinds or just anything near the table. If your house is pre-1978, built pre-1978, painted pre-1978, caution about lead-based paint. Now, this is a little bit more of an issue when the kiddo's older as the paint is chipping and maybe they're putting it in their mouth, but it's something you want to think about early before they are mobile. Hot water heater. This is going to apply to how hot your water gets, sink, tub, how fast it gets hot. You want that hot water set between 100 and 120 degrees because otherwise when you turn that water on, it can get too hot, too fast, and cause burns. Speaking of water, don't ever leave your baby in near any sort of body of water unattended. When I say body of water, that is the sink, that is the tub, that is a pool, that is a baby pool, that is near a bucket of water. Never, ever, ever leave them unattended. If the phone rings and the phone is not near you, let it ring. You can get it later. And then also speaking of hot things, keep hot drinks away. If you're holding your kiddo on one hand and you got a hot cup of coffee here, it's not a good combination. No hot drinks, beverages, anything near the baby.
Yep. Same thing with cooking on the stove.
Yes.
That's a very common injury.
Not flip the egg with one hand and baby in the other hand.
Yes, agree.
Bacon splatter.
Absolutely. So then moving on to when they might actually be mobile, which usually is going to occur between 6 and 9 months when they're starting to cruise a little bit, starting to scoot a little bit.
Yep.
So you may think you can plop them on the floor with their toys on a blanket, but
They're gone.
in the blink of an eye, they're going to be over at the outlet. So one thing you want to think about is doing outlet covers. Every outlet that you can see anywhere, cover them up. They make great little plastic covers. Child locks for all your cabinets and drawers, especially the low ones where they are getting into.
Those things are hard to open for me.
Yeah, they are. So you want to make sure they're adult-proof as well. And it is fun to maybe leave your Tupperware drawer where they can get into.
Yes, pots and pans,
That's a nice
Tupperware.
distraction, and those are pretty safe. They're not going to get hurt. But everything else, you want to make sure you have locks on, especially in the kitchen and the bathroom. I think those are the two most important rooms.
Yeah.
Baby gates, so these are huge too. They might be a pain for parents, but super important for your baby and your mobile baby. So, and you want to put them at the top and the bottom, not just one or the other. Even if you only have 3 or 4 steps, there's injuries that can occur in 3 or 4 steps. So you've got to have those gates up.
Sometimes I have to step over them because I can't figure out how to open those either.
Yep. Plastic bags. This is a source of suffocation. So your garbage bags, your baggies, extra bags you have hanging around for doggy poop or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
They may seem innocuous, but super dangerous. Keep those up high. Also want to put any kind of cleaning supply, no matter what it is, you need to put those up high.
Yep.
Same thing with medication.
Definitely.
So all your medicine,
Vitamins.
all your cleaning supplies, you may like to keep them under the sink. No, for now we're gonna do a double safety measure, not just lock the cabinet, but those need to be up high.
Yeah.
Super important. So there's so many things to think about, and you need to go room to room, stand in that room, sit on the floor, look around. What can this baby get into? And it is everything is what they can get into.
It's amazing. They figure out all kinds of ways to hurt themselves and scare me to death.
When they start really walking and then they're climbing and then they're like little goats, they're up in your dishwasher, they're on your dining room table.
Yeah.
They can get anywhere. So really pay close attention to everything.
They're putting everything in their mouths.
Yeah. And we do call them toddlers for a reason because they toddle over. So any corners, edges, door jams.
Prevent that cut right
here. Right here and right here. Super common. But if you keep everything covered and safe, little tables, you can get the little foamy corners because that's where they're going to be spending a lot of time, where you spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
So make sure everything's super safe.
Yeah. We even cut those pool noodles. We slit it in half for the bunk beds, because every time my kid sat up, she was hitting her head on it, and she's 4, so we are still baby proofing.
Yeah.
Kid proofing.
Yep. And you know when else those noodles come in handy? A dorm room. So again, like I said at the beginning,
college.
You are gonna constantly adapt for their safety.
Yeah. Heavy things, TV stands, bookshelves, tack them against the wall mounts, so that when they're climbing up it or they're pulling on it, they don't pull it down on top of themselves. I think it's a good idea that on doors that lead to the outside, if you can, if it's part of your alarm system, that when a door is open, you hear a chime, because maybe you are taking care of your kid and you accidentally fall asleep for a nap, and you don't realize they know how to unlock the door and open the door and leave. So if that chime goes off, you know that somebody has opened a door. Smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, of course, checking the batteries. Think about it during each daylight savings, making sure those batteries are renewed.
On every floor, not just...
Right, absolutely.
If you have multiple floors, you should have all those on every floor.
Yes, fire extinguisher on each floor, first aid kit on each floor, a fire escape plan. I remember that from childhood. My dad had a fire escape plan for us.
One too.
Never used it, thank goodness,
Yes.
but I remember that. Some people will place window guards on the outside of the windows so children can't fall out of them. And then, of course, always a big topic, guns and ammunition. Guns should be locked up. Ammunition should be locked up separately. You think you're hiding it well. You think that the child safety lock is on. I don't care. Lock it up.
They're little Houdinis. They will figure things out. So you have to be smarter
Sometimes they think they're toys. Lock them up. Definitely. Yep. Err on the side of safety.
Yeah, safety's key. So baby-proof that home from birth to teenage.